Good evening, friends. Dobry вечер. Am I visible and audible to you all? You can confirm in the chat box. Good evening, everybody. Dobry вечер. Am I audible and visible to you all? You can post your messages in the chat box. I welcome you all to this Facebook live session of the Certificate in Russian Language. Students are requested to take the screenshots during the ongoing session so that we can share with the concerned authorities and in our group. As I can see, the number of students growing, and I would like to welcome you all once again. Those who have joined recently, let me tell them that this is a group basically meant for the students of Certificate in Russian Language offered by Indira Gandhi National Open University, and the group is meant for both students of online as well as for the open and distance learning mode. As you know that in the recent past we have covered a few topics like the Russian alphabet. We have distinguished between different letters of the Russian alphabet. We have distinguished between the vowels and consonants, and we know that in Russian alphabet we have 33 letters, out of which we have 21 consonants, 10 vowels and 2 signs. Out of which we have also understood that how the combination of various vowel consonants, consonants, and in some cases when we have the usage of hard sign, tvrdy znak, or the soft sign, myakký znak, we have these different words. As the words further are classified as the words of masculine gender, the words of feminine gender, and the neuter gender, and of course their plurals. As a methodology, we are going first to understand these different words. Certainly we also have done our exercise last time, then how to identify them, whether they are animate or inanimate. Inanimate are the words which are basically used with the Russian question что, whereas the animate are used with the question кто. So for anything which is living is кто, whereas anything which is non-living is что. This is very clear to everybody. You can also post your questions over here so that we can watch and read them and answer to your queries. Okay, so we'll start with the session. That today, when I went through the homework submitted by some of them, I have found Shripati's homework absolutely excellent, but there was some noise in the background. However, sometimes what we see that whenever we are, for example, using different kinds of approaches to understand how to answer the question, we certainly need certain methods. For example, somebody have used that mobilny телефон. It's okay. Somebody has used that номер моего мобильного телефона. This is also right. Sometimes we tend to use certain expressions which have not been taught, but I welcome certain experiments done by our students. If they are ready to learn more, certainly they can go for more resources which are available online, and they can read more. So this is a welcome step. I find it very helpful. Another important aspect is that the assignments which have been given to most of the students, they must be tackled, and they must be submitted, and they must be done individually. Please do not post anything like on the group, because it is a public group, so it will reflect upon whether you are not attempting to understand your own assignment or question or homework by yourself. Try it yourself first. If something is not if you are not able to understand it properly, we are there to help you, and then peer in the group you can discuss, but try yourself first. Second thing is that you must understand that the Russian language, we are employing two different techniques here. One is, of course, we are using the direct method of teaching, where we are teaching you the direct Russian to Russian. Another method which we are using is the communicative method, in which we are not focusing on the grammar, we are focusing on the communicative approach. For example, like suppose if I am someone who do not know Russian at all, but I am going to Russia and I am trying to converse in Russian. So my first approach would be to listen to how the Russians are communicating. What are the expressions? For example, whether they are using Zdravstvuyte or Привет or Skolka stoit, Как надо, Где это находится, Вы можете мне помогать. What, and these different kind of expressions. Grammar is not important right now. Right now it is more important that you must understand the pronunciation or the context. So once you understand the context, once you understand the pronunciation and usage of these different expressions, you would find it very easy to understand the grammar and its aspects as well. So now we are going to understand these expressions, and of course once you see your previous year question papers or assignments or different kinds of for online students we have the MCQs, you will find many of these expressions are there as a questions, and you can answer them because you know them, because you have used them. So that is why please make sure that you must practice them, understand them, and then attempt as a question so that you can answer it correctly. I will take the question one by one. First question is that kindly share assignments given so far so I could attempt and submit, and where to have to submit. Okay, so I would request you to join the WhatsApp group first, and there we will discuss in details all the modalities, how to do the assignments, where and how to submit it. Okay, for on or DL students as well as for online students. Now as you remember that some of the expressions which you have done is for example, people who have used the expressions like hi or hello. The informal greeting is Привет. The formal greeting is Здравствуйте. Then we have used another expressions Как дела or Как вас зовут. Как вас зовут is what is your name, and Как дела is how are you. We also have different expressions like Как поживаешь, Как идет жизнь, how's life going, how are you. Like in Hindi or in English we also use different expressions for the same thing. In Russian also you have many casual expressions which we use between our friends and close people who can use these expressions. So you can also do it. Otherwise you have seen that another expressions which we have used is Как вас зовут. So you can say Minya Zavut Priyanka, Minya Zavut Ankur, Minya Zavut Sukhvinder Singh, Minya Zavut Gautam Kashyap. As I can see the names on the screen, I am using them. So these are the important and very simple steps you can take and start speaking Russian. As far as writing Russian is concerned, it will come after once you understand it, how to listen it properly, how to pronounce it properly. You would certainly understand that how to write it properly. So don't worry at all. Another important thing is that we have identified the things like что and the person like кто. So что это, кто это. It was a homework also. So что это, anything which is non-living. Что это книга. Что это окно. Что это журнал. Что это словарь. Что это ложка. Some of the students have used что это or что это. It is not like that. It is что это. Что это. That's it. And for living thing it is кто. Кто это. However, we have the ke, te, no. So it would be кто это. Кто это. Это Ivan. Это Inna. Это Ramesh. Это Mahesh. Something like that, which are living means. So you can use for кто это. Then you can also talk about relations like кто это brat, это сестра, это papa, это mama. Alright, so it is very, in the beginning it is very very simple to understand the question and answer it correctly. So like this you can also answer it properly. There is no issue at all. Now we will a little bit go ahead and let's see. The meanings, some of the meanings is что это книга, this is a book. What is this? This is a book. Что это окно. What is this? This is a window. Это окно. Окно is window. Then что это журнал. Журнал is journal. Что это словарь. Это словарь. This is a dictionary. Что это ложка. This is a spoon. Then что это вилка. It's a fork. Что это рубашка. Рубашка is a shirt. Рубашка. Что это книги и журналы. Книги и журналы. That is why here you have seen that книга changes into книги. Journal changes into журналы. So what is the meaning of these two? Because they are plural. That is why we have used kniga, knigi, and journal changes into journali. If you look at the ending of kniga, it ends with a, it's a feminine gender word, changes into knigi, ends with e. Whereas journal is a masculine gender word, changes into journal. So you can also watch it clearly and very accurately that how these ending of these different words are changing. Then you can see that we have also given a note. Remember the word что, che, te and o, which means что, is pronounced as что. You can also use the transliteration as shto, что. However, in Russian we have used sh, te and o. This is because in phonetics, when che and te sound mixes together, it produces sound of sh. Che and te produces sound of sh, что. Then you can look at the model. Кто это? So we have это Ivan. This is Ivan. Then you have кто это? Это студент. In Russian, as per the gender, as one student has given me a query that sir, when are we going to use the genders in Russian, because it is right now not available on Swayam. It's alright, because my aim is that you first feel yourself comfortable enough that you understand the sounds, and as far as these different words are concerned, we already know that which gender it belongs to. In many cases we already know. For example, like mama, sister, mother, sister, they are feminine gender. In some of the cases we don't know, and during that time only we must understand the gender. But it's a very simple rule in Russian, as I have already spoken in the previous sessions, that anything or any word which ends with a or ya is feminine. Any word which ends with a hard consonant is masculine. Any word which ends with o or ye is neuter. Very simple. But in Russian, since it is a language which has a lot of exceptions, you also have them in Russian. So that is why we have to learn by heart that how these different words must be understood. So кто это студент. This is a student, and in Russian we have студентка for female student. Like преподаватель for professor who is a male, and преподавательница, a professor who is a female professor. Преподавательница, like учитель, учительница. Okay, so this is important. You can see it also in the slide which was shared with you all. Кто это студентка. Кто это врач. Кто это Лариса. So кто это врач means who is this? This is a doctor. Кто это Лариса. So you can very easily also что рубашка. Rubashka sort of is a means shirt. Rubashka means shirt. Okay. And then we have these Larisa is a name, Russian name. Larisa, a female name. Then you remember we have also done the days of the week, so I'll just repeat it once again so you can understand it properly. Please you can also watch the recording later, so that you can understand the pronunciation correctly, because it is very important. So the first day is Monday, понедельник, вторник, среда, четверг, пятница, суббота, воскресенье. So you can also learn it and always follow the sequence. Понедельник, вторник, среда, четверг, пятница, and воскресенье. Okay, so and now I am going to introduce a new thing today, is the months of the year. So year is God and months is Yanvar. For January is Yanvar, for February is Febral, for March is Mart, for April it is April, for May it's Mai, for June Yun, for July it's Yule. Okay, for June is Yun, N short sign. For July it is Yule, L short sign. It is also there in your PPTs, you can watch it later. Then August for August, September for September, October for October, November for November, and December is December. So какой месяц сейчас? Сейчас какой месяц? Which month is it right now? It is April. So сейчас апрель. Сейчас апрель. Сегодня какой день? Сегодня пятница. Сегодня пятница. So we already know that you have understood your name. You have also understood from which country you are. The usage of morning, evening, afternoon. You have also understood the usage of formal and informal greeting. You can also talk about the days. You can also talk about the months. So these are very constructive steps you are taking. So using them, you will definitely will be very easy to start your conversation with. So we have done it. Again, let's repeat it. Yanvar, Febral, Mart, April, Mai, June, Yule, August, September, October, and December. So this is also going to be your question for homework, that you can please record them in your own voice and send it to the group, so that I can listen to all the months of the year. Okay, now we will talk about the 3 important questions, which actually means which, WHICH, क्या, какой, कैसा, какая, какое एंड какие. जैसे कि किसी भी वस्तु की या किसी भी चीज़ की जब एडजेक्टिव की हम लोग बात करते हैं, उसकी विशेषता की बात करते हैं, उसकी पिकुलैरिटी की बात करते हैं, वी हैव दिस क्वेश्चन какой, какая, какой एज पर द जेंडर ऑफ दैट नाउन, है ना. तो कोई वर्ड है या नाउन है, उसके जेंडर को हम लोग 3 क्वेश्चन से पूछते हैं. какая это рубашка? What kind of shirt is this? Это хорошая рубашка. This is a good shirt. ऐसे ही for masculine gender, какой это человек? какой это человек? Which kind of person is this? Is this person? Which kind of person is this? So हम लोग उसका जवाब दे सकते हैं. On хороший человек, on плохой человек, on прекрасный человек. He's a good person, he's a bad person, he's a wonderful person. Like this you can also use this. So какой for which, masculine gender, какая which for feminine gender, and какой for neuter gender. Yeah, of course question mark are used in Russian also. Exclamation, question marks, comma, all these signs are used in Russian as well, so you can also use them. But when we speak Russian, so by a particular intonation we try to make the other person understood that we are asking a question. Как вас зовут? So it is normally spoken like that. Как вас зовут? So we are asking a question. तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? What is your name? So it is very natural tendency of a person when he or she is asking a question, the pitch of the sound rises at the end, like in Russian also. सो द इंटरोगेटिव वर्ड्स, इंटरोगेटिव मतलब जब हमें कोई सवाल पूछना है, कोई प्रश्न पूछना है, व्हेन वी आर टू आस्क अ क्वेश्चन वी यूज द इंटरोगेटिव वर्ड्स. काकोई फॉर मैस्कुलिन, काकाया फॉर feminine, and kakikoe for neuter, and kakiye for plural. For example, the first one I am going to use it. Novi jornal. Novi means new. Novi jornal, new journal. Krasivi park. Krasivi park means beautiful park. Park is park also in Russian. However, we also have a Russian traditional word for garden or park is sad. Sad. But here you can use this word park also. Krasivi park. Krasivi park. Malenki Gorod. Malenki Gorod. Small town. Yeah, small city. Then Kharoshi Chilaviak. Kharoshi Chilaviak. Good person, good man. Pasledny Jien. Pasledny Jien. Last day. Last day. So these novi, krasivi, malinki, kharoshi, pasledny, what are these? These are adjectives. These are adjectives which we are using to determine the quality or specific nature of that noun or the word. Novi journal, the journal which is new. Novi journal. Krasivi park, the park which is beautiful. Krasivi park. Malinki Gorod, the city which is small. Chilavyak, for which we have used the adjective Kharoshi. Kharoshi Chilavyak, the person who is good. And Pasledny Jien, the day which is last. So like this you can understand and comprehend the meaning of the adjectives as well as these nouns. It would help you enormously. Like this, now let's go to the next slide for kakaya. Kakaya is for the words which are feminine gender. Novaya kniga, krasivaya девушка, маленькая рубашка, хорошая женщина. Novi, novaya, novaya means new, Anna. Like this, novaya kniga, the book which is new, new book. Novaya kniga. Krasivaya девушка, beautiful girl. Маленькая рубашка, small shirt. Хорошая женщина, good woman. So like this you can also understand the meaning of the nouns as well as the meaning of these adjectives assigned with the nouns, and understand the meaning of that expression. Ana хорошая женщина, she is a good woman. Anna хорошая женщина, Anna is a good woman. Like this, if you go back to the first one where we have used the question kakoi, хороший человек, good person. Anton хороший человек, Anton is a good person. So आप देखिए, आप सबसे पहले नाउन के बारे में आपको पता चला, वर्ड्स का आपने जान लिया उसका मीनिंग क्या है, फिर आपने एक सेंटेंस बनाया, उसमें आपने कोई छोटा सा एक एडजेक्टिव यूज़ कर लिया और उसके आगे आपने नाम जोड़ दिया एक, आंतोन खरोशी चिलावेक, आंतोन इज़ अ गुड पर्सन. एंड उसमें जब हम लोग और बोलते हैं एंड, रशियन में उसको ई बोला जाता है, सिंपल ई, लेटर जो हमारा ई है उसी को यूज़ किया जाता है, ई टू इंडिकेट एंड. आंतोन खरोशी चिलावेक ई आन्ना खरोशया जेंशिना, या फिर क्रसीवया जेंशिना. तो इस तरीके से यू कैन ऑल्सो मेक लॉन्ग सेंटेंसेस. ठीक है, तो इट इज़ नॉट वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट टू कॉम्प्रीहेंड रशियन एंड स्पीक प्रॉपरली. अब हम लोग चलते हैं जो बाकी के बचे हुए इसमें हैं ककाया में. नोवाया कनिगा, न्यू बुक. क्रसीवया जेवुश्का, ब्यूटीफुल गर्ल. Маленькая рубашка, small shirt. Хорошая женщина, good woman. And последняя статья, last article, статья. Then the third one is какой. Какой means which is indicated for the nouns which are of neuter gender. और कैसे पता चलता है? How do we understand the nouns belong to neuter gender? By simply looking at their endings, whether the words end with o or ye, like akno means window, or more, or si ends with ye, or pismo letter ends with o. So like these are many words. For example, if you look at your slide, новое окно, красивое здание, маленькое дерево, хорошее пальто, последнее задание. Zadaniye आप जानते ही हैं. You already know what is the meaning of zadaniye, like домашнее задание, homework. So the zadaniye word in individually means task. So any task. So последнее задание, the last task. Likewise, новое окно, new window, красивое здание means building. Красивое здание, beautiful building. So please make it very clear that whenever you are pronouncing these two words, zdание and zadanie, there should be difference. Because if you use zadanie for красивое задание, so beautiful task, however we can use it, but it's different. красивое здание, beautiful building, длинное, or высокое здание, for a tall building. So we can understand the meaning. But for zadание, it is normally task. So домашнее задание, последнее задание, трудное задание, the difficult task. So like this you can also make your sentences. Now let's go to you can also compare them. Please listen to me carefully when I am using all these three together. You can try to listen first that what is the basic change in the pronunciation, how these different nouns are changing and the adjectives are changing together. Новый журнал, новая книга, новое окно, красивый парк, красивая девушка, красивое здание, маленький город, маленькая рубашка, маленькое дерево. Дерево means tree. Okay. So новый журнал, новая книга, новое окно. So the questions is какой, какая, какое. Новый журнал, новая книга, новое окно. Красивый парк, красивая девушка, красивое здание. Маленький город, маленькая рубашка, маленькое дерево. Хороший человек, хорошая женщина, хорошее пальто. Последний день, последняя статья, and последнее задание. Like this you can also change. Now we are shifting towards the plural, because any noun whichever we are using has a plural, but there are some exceptions in Russian that some of the words are already in plural, that you would also learn, like scissors, like pants, брюки, pants. Scissors is ножницы, or a watch, घड़ी, часы. So these are some words which are always in plural, but maximum number of words are in singular. You have to make them plural. जैसे अभी हम लोगों ने देखा था example, журнали, книги, журнали. Like this you can also make the plural. So the question is какие, which one? какие это журнали? Это старые журнали. ये journal कैसी हैं? What kind of journals are these? These are old journals. So stari means old. If we have used singular, we have used stari journal. But when we are talking about plural, it is старые журналы. Какие эти книги? Это новые книги. Какие эти письма? Which kind of letters are these? Это последние письма. These are old letters or previous letters or last letters. So like this you can also make. For plural it is эти. Это means for singular this, and for plural it is эти. You already know the counting, as I can understand. I have gone through some of your homework. So let me remind you once again till 10. However, we will continue today till 30. Okay, so please listen to the pronunciation of these different words which I am going to use, the numbers. So we have 1 to 10 is один, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь, восемь, девять, and 10. It is not девять, it is not десять, as I could listen to some of the homework, but it's not correct. So it is девять and 10. So as a rule, we have understood from 11 onwards, it is одиннадцать, двенадцать, тринадцать, четырнадцать, пятнадцать. So 11 is одиннадцать, 12 is двенадцать, 13 is тринадцать, 14 is четырнадцать, and 15 is пятнадцать. जैसे कि most of you can also see that it is starting with один, одиннадцать, два, двенадцать, три, тринадцать, четыре, четырнадцать, and пятнадцать. Personal pronouns, if we talk about, then it is very simple. For I have already spoken about it many times, but let me, since somebody has asked a question, for she it is Anna. Okay, so first thing is, for he it is on, for she it is Anna. On, Anna. Okay, and how do we write? O-N, on, O-N-A, Anna. Okay, because the stress mark is on A last, and Ani for they, for plural, Ani, O-N-E, Ani, Ani. The stress mark is on E, that is why Ani. So you can also understand it. Then after 15, 16 is шестнадцать, for 17 is семнадцать, for 18 восемнадцать, for 19 is девятнадцать, for 20th is двадцать, for 21 is двадцать один, for 22 it's двадцать два, for 23 it's двадцать три, for 24 it's двадцать четыре, for 25 it's двадцать пять, for 26 it's двадцать шесть, двадцать семь, двадцать восемь, двадцать девять, and for 30 it is 30. फिर वैसे ही रूल फॉलो होगा, 30 один, 32, 33, 34, 35, ऐसे ही चलता है. इट्स नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट, यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट. लेकिन अभी हाल फिलहाल राइट नाउ वी आर ओनली फोकसिंग टिल 30. जो नेक्स्ट क्लास होगा उसमें विल टेक इट फर्दर टिल 100. ऑलराइट, नाउ since we have spoken about these different, now let me अभी तो हम लोग words कर रहे हैं, I will take the questions about them later as well. So the home task for you all is understand, make questions on kakoi, kakaya, kakoi, take 5 different nouns, ishtoheta and khtoheta you have already done. Now put the question kakoi, kakaya and kakoi, and use 5 different words. Okay, for kakoi, kakaya and kakoi you can either use animate or inanimate. There is no problem at all. So this is going to be the question for homework. I expect you to submit it as soon as possible, and keep it in mind that as for the gender of these different nouns you have to use the questions kakoi, kakaya and kakoi. And now I am going to wind up the session. I hope that all of you must have enjoyed this live session on Facebook. We'll be in touch once again. Thank you so much. We'll be taking your questions. You can post it here. You can also send your feedback to sofl@ignu.ac.in, that whether you like the sessions or not and what other improvements would you like to add. Bye.